I can't even say hello until after the Love Boat song.
Good evening, everybody.
Oh, yeah, now you're going to do it. Oh, hello.
We just got back. All right.
Respond to people that say hello. Yes.
I've got to be on that screen.
Oh, okay. No, please plug it. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
You know what today is? Dancing to the Love Boat. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's Hump Day.
It's Hump Day and the day before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome in.
Oh, for all of you guys that are coming out to join us on the eve of Thanksgiving, thank you for coming out. Try living with it.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome in. We are
Yes.
fresh back off of the Sun Princess.
Yes.
Just got back home on Monday.
Yeah, Monday night.
We sailed out a week ago Sunday.
Sunday,
got back this Sunday.
Sunday to Sunday.
Flew back home on Monday. And boy, do we have stuff to talk about.
I think the one thing that we should talk about is the embarkation.
Yeah. Well,
the other stuff, you know.
Just so you guys know, we are going to come out with a complete breakdown video of all the different things that we found on Princess, things that we liked, things that we were not so happy about, and things that we disliked.
Well, I was just thinking it was going to be the 10 best and worst things.
Yeah.
So, you know, or something like that. I think we can come up with.
But tonight we're just going to kind of go off the cuff and talk about
without spilling too much. Yes.
We'll spill what we spill.
We spill what we spill.
Yeah.
Well, then they don't need to watch.
You got different people that watch this and watch our regular weekly videos.
Very, very true. So yeah, far out there, make sure you pop in and say hello so we know you're there. And if you have any questions, ask us.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead.
If you didn't know, this was our very first Princess cruise. Mm-hmm. And if you watch this live stream, you know we have been excited about it.
Yes. And we did try to do a live stream last week, but we'll talk about that. Yeah,
we'll get into why we could not do a live stream last week.
Mm-hmm. But at least we posted about it. It was not too long before, but I would like to start about the embarkation. Okay. You know, so we got emails, and I didn't get an email at this particular time when everybody else was getting emails. Like I had people like, "Oh, I got an email today from Princess." I didn't specifically get an email. I got a message from our travel agent that said, "Hey, just got an email. Apparently, the Sun Princess was coming transatlantic, and they needed to undergo some extra customs."
Yeah. So everybody that was coming in, they did not start in the U.S. They started in Europe, and so they were going to have an extended customs clearance for all those people coming into the country.
So the email said to everybody, "Don't come before 12."
Yeah.
It didn't say add 2 hours to said time that you have.
I mean, we were still
kind of stagger it out. It just said don't come before 12.
The sail away said
2 o'clock.
2 to 3 o'clock was the sail away party. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we thought, okay, sail away's at 3. You know, we're gonna be getting out of here. But
because we got a ride and we got on the bridge to go through security at the port at 1:09.
Yep.
And I remember that because Corey said, "Okay, it's 1:09."
Yeah, 1:09. We were stuck in traffic on the bridge going into Port Everglades. And it was the main entrance, which if you don't know where the Princess Terminal is at Port Everglades, the main entrance is not the one you want to go in. But unfortunately,
it would not be the best
for us and for our driver. He'd never been to that terminal before.
Yeah.
When he came and picked us up on Sunday, he was like, "No, I got right in and right out because I know how to get here now." Because apparently there's another entrance where you don't have to go through all that mess, and there's not as much traffic and everything.
Right.
So anyway,
and I don't know how long you guys stayed in the car. I had to go to the restroom pretty bad, and we were
all right.
stopped.
Well, before we get there, it took us 30 minutes probably to get from the bridge to the actual security booth.
Okay.
And then it took us another 30 minutes to get within sight of the terminal.
That's when I got out of the car.
Yeah, and Lori got out a couple of blocks before that because she had to use the restroom. We've been in the car for a while. You know,
I was
almost
to pace
2
out
hours
my water
at that
drinking,
point
but
because we should have been to the terminal in an hour easily from
my dad's
from your dad's for the drive. I mean, it's not terribly far, but then we were stuck for another hour in traffic at the terminal. So
and I don't know why it was so busy.
I don't know why it was, but it was
just that terminal,
crazy.
but the actual port.
The port was crazy busy. Yeah. And then we had to turn down this one road going to Terminal 2, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it was just bumper to bumper traffic, stopped, not moving. And so we let Lori out. She booked it to find a bathroom.
I was walking much faster than they were driving.
Yeah, much faster.
Yeah.
So we finally make the turn towards the terminal. The terminal's still a quarter mile off at that point. And it was just bumper to bumper. And you could see the line of cars. And we saw people grabbing their luggage out of their rides and walking towards the terminal because, hey, it's after 2 o'clock now.
Right.
It's after 2 o'clock. And, this thing's, final boarding was like 2:30 or something, supposedly.
Yeah. And there was no way that was happening.
Yeah. So we told our driver, all right, we're going to hop out here. We'll grab our bags. We'll run to the terminal and try to get through this mess.
Because we couldn't imagine that we were going to miss the sail away.
Yeah, because there were too many people
so
going to that same terminal.
But you still worry about that.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, sail away is supposed to be at this time. You're like, oh my God, I got to go. And so we're like, okay, bye. And, we're like, we're just going to
grab our bags, book it down the sidewalk. And it takes us a little while. And while we're going down the sidewalk, I'm calling Lori and saying, hey, we grabbed our bags. But actually, we needed you there because we couldn't roll all the bags. The three of us could not roll, 4 people's bags. There was just too much. Good evening, Scott.
Hello,
welcome in.
Scott. Merry Thanksgiving Eve.
Yes. Merry Thanksgiving Eve. Yeah. So.
And what happened was I was the other way. And then when you called, I was like, well, where are you? Because I didn't know they had left the car. I thought they were still in the car. And so he's like, no, we're back out the other way. So I started walking up that way. And then I passed you.
Yeah.
And because they were on the other side of the road. And then we I turned around
so we
and
met
I was
up
like, oh, yeah, okay, you're right there.
So she could grab her bags. And now we're rolling all of our bags towards the terminal. And then we get to the terminal. And the line was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. We turn in our check bags. All right, one less thing that we got to carry along. That actually
went pretty quick.
That went easy. That was no problem. But then it's like, all right, where's the end of this line? Because
you weren't even there. You were in the bathroom when we were finding the end of the line.
Yeah.
The end of the line was
I had to go to the bathroom
all the way at the other end. It was like a mile out. I felt like it was so far at the end of the so where the ship is, right? Usually you're just like right here in the front,
right. Or they're queuing people inside of the building or something like that.
Exactly, whatever. No, this was outside.
And they had
past the ship all the way down the fence.
Right.
To like almost the end of the fence.
Yeah, because it went back and forth, probably 4 or 5 times.
And then they
outside
made a
of
few
the building,
back and forth.
And then it went all the way down the sidewalk, along the fence, by the ship, beyond the ship, out in the sun, way past the terminal.
Yeah.
And people were lining up there. So we had to walk all our stuff down there and stand in line. And we got there at about...
And we made you sit because he couldn't do it.
About 2:09. So about an hour after after we hit the port. And then it was just very, very, very slow. The line was.
Sometimes it moved fairly quick.
Sometimes it was moving okay, and then it was stopped.
Yeah, because apparently they kept pausing.
Yeah.
The embarkation, because I assume, because obviously we were way out, that there was just too many people in the terminal, or too many people in that area.
I don't know.
That's what it seemed like.
It was crazy, So they've got, eventually, once you get right up to the entrance to the terminal, they split you into two lines.
Blue and green.
Blue and green. So the green side
was the one that
had everything done. They'd done all their check-in stuff online.
They had their medallion
and
everything.
Had your medallions. They sent you over to the green line. If you hadn't done all the stuff you were supposed to do, they send you to the blue line. So we get in the green line because we'd done what we were supposed to. And we're sitting there and it's like, man, that blue line's moving a lot faster than this green line. What's going on?
You would think
why is that moving so much faster? You'd think that they'd, if you did things right, you'd actually move along a little bit faster. Nope. The green line.
Well, there was a reason we found out a little later. We had to actually put more time in.
Once we finally got inside the building, there were more back and forths. And then we get to the security screening, where they put you through the metal detector, scan your bags, all that kind of stuff. They had 6 stations. 5 of them were for the blue line. 1 of them was for the green line. That's why the green line was so slow. It's because we only had 1.
Yeah.
And then we get up there in sight of the Holy Grail
door of the
the pearly gates.
Yeah.
And they pause.
Yeah.
For about 10 minutes at least. And that's why the line had been stopping so much. Is they stopped.
They just come in and like stop, and then everybody stops.
So everybody stops, and they don't scan anybody, and everybody's just standing
around. Yeah, just waiting.
It was one of the most chaotic and ridiculously long embarkations by far that we've ever had.
Well, and I will say that, there was talk, even the staff that were there and stuff like that. This was an outlier. This doesn't normally happen, and apparently it hadn't been for like long amount of years or something like that. That something like this ever happened. So I think that they told everybody to wait until 12, but then they were even later than that getting everybody off the ship, and people were missing their connection flights. They weren't getting cabs because all the cabs were done.
I saw some people come off. They had just come off the ship, and they asked someone, well, where do we go to get a cab? And they're like, all the cabs are gone at this point.
Yeah, they're done for the day. That was between 3 and 3:30, I think. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so
we get through the metal detectors, and then they want to check us in, do the check-in stuff, I guess. And they had to get a picture of you because you took your picture with sunglasses on.
Yeah, but the picture that they used were with my sunglasses though. But yeah, apparently they needed to take new pictures of both of us, so that took a few minutes.
Scott says we just had our worst debarkation on Carnival Vista.
Oh, was it kind of the same?
Well, I've got to say the worst debarkations that we've had.
Well, wait, we didn't finish this.
Were on Carnival brand ships.
Carnival brand.
Well,
ships.
I mean, one was Holland America in Vancouver, which was
that just could have been
a nightmare. And then this Princess one, but finally get through all that, and we get on the ship after 4:00.
Yeah, it was after 4.
Over 3 hours it took us from the entrance to the port to actually get on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Never had it that long before. Never. Scott says smoothest was on Grandeur of the Seas. Yep.
Smoothest.
Not surprising.
Icon.
Yeah. I mean,
on and off. Icon less than 10 minutes.
Icon, Celebrity.
They just got it. Yeah.
done. I mean, celebrity, they bring you into a room where you sit down and they call sections. This section goes.
Now, I will say that the Princess Terminal had seating in there, but it was not being used, which I didn't, that just didn't make sense. Like, why wouldn't you bring people in and sit them down instead of having everybody standing in the heat?
I don't know.
I think that's a
I don't know.
Yeah. So,
yeah. So that was.
So then we get on, and I'm like, okay, we need to do our reservations for dinner.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not gonna go too deep in it. I'm just gonna go to day one.
Yeah.
And so what?
Well, I mean, I'll just say, that we had been talking about the Premier package because it was such a great deal. Because you get, unlimited Wi-Fi on up to 4 devices, and you get the drinks package, and you get your prepaid gratuities, and you get reserved seating at the shows, and you get unlimited specialty dining. And we tried for about 3 months to make reservations on the app, and
there was not every day.
There was nothing available. Every time we checked, there was nothing there. There was no reservations available. And like, well, I mean, I've seen like Royal Caribbean. They've got their little quirks too. If you've got some kind of dining credit or dining package or whatever, you can't actually make the reservation until you get on the ship.
And then in most lines and stuff, they open more up later.
Right, or they'll open more up later. So we get on the ship,
and that was supposed to be the case.
And it's like, okay, well, where do we go to make our specialty dining? There isn't a place to go, and that was unusual. I had never seen that before, because in the past, at least with Royal, every time we go to make specialty dining, you get on board the ship. Guess what? There are people frigging everywhere that you can make specialty dining reservations with. Well, you go to any one of the specialty dining venues, and they've got someone there ready to take your reservation for any one of the restaurants. That wasn't the case. You were told to call the dining hotline.
Well, I went to the Crown Grill because that's where we wanted to go first, and nobody was there, and that was part of the problem, was that nobody was there, and nobody knew where to go to find out.
Staff members, they didn't seem to have a clue as to
right. So I started there, nobody was there, and then I walked around a little bit, and then I came back. And I found, just because there were some people in there because they were getting ready for dinner, because now it's, like 20 after 4 or 4:30 or whatever it was. And I asked just some random person in there, and they told me that they didn't know. And so they said that I had to go to the main dining, or by the main dining or something like that. So then I go to the main dining, and I asked them, I said, hey, I'd like to make my reservation. And they didn't know how to do it. And so they told me that that's when they said that I should call the dining line, and that she was going to do it for me. And I said, no, if I got a call, I might as well just go back to the room, because I knew you were at the room. Yeah. I was like, I might as well just go back to the room and just get on the phone. And so that's what I did. And so I called the dining line, and I was on the phone for over 20 minutes, and then they hung up. And you were gone by then. You went to go meet Dad. And
I was there when you hung up.
When they hung up
on you. Then you called back, and they put you on hold again.
Yeah. So I didn't really wait through it. So then I got dressed, and we went up to the restaurant, and I ended up getting a hold of, I guess, the maitre d'. I don't know.
Yeah, I went in. We went back to the Crown Grill, and I saw a guy in there that was dressed different from the wait staff and everybody else. And I walked up to him, and I'm like, look, tonight's my wife's birthday. We're trying to get a reservation for 4 to come in and have dinner. We can't get through to the dining line. We're getting nowhere. We didn't get on the ship until, half an hour ago. Can you help us? And he's like, yeah, come back here at 5, and I'm going to try to get you in.
Yeah, he says we're fully busy. Booked. Yeah, were fully booked.
They're fully booked for the whole week, but we'll try to get you in. So we went back there at 5, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited probably an hour.
I checked in, and I told them that we were there, and they had their first wave, and they said that we had to kind of wait through that. And once they got everybody seated and taken care of, then they would potentially be able to get us in. Well, that didn't happen. Then the second wave came.
Yep.
And I was like, what the hell? And so I went back up there and they're like, yeah. And he's like, I'm trying. They're, we just don't have the room or whatever. And so it got to be about an hour.
Yeah.
That we were sitting at the bar outside of the Crown Grill.
Yeah.
And, most people, this is what happened. You have breakfast, you go, you're usually right on and you have lunch and you're all good. Well, we didn't eat because we didn't have lunch. Like there was
we didn't
nothing.
have lunch on the ship.
And then by the time you got on the ship, you're like, well, you might as well wait for dinner.
It's after 4 at that point.
We're going to go for dinner. And so my dad at that point was getting very hangry. And, I'm sure Corey was probably also.
I was getting pretty hungry too.
And so my dad was like, well, why don't we just go down here? And because he saw another place on the way at some point. And so we're like, all right, let's do it. And so we got up, it was a little after 6 and he brought us to the Butcher's Block by Dario.
Yeah. So we went.
Yeah. And I went in there and of course I've got my crown. I got my little birthday sash and everything. And I was like, and I explained the situation about, what was happening and the fact that we didn't have we couldn't get any reservations. And is there any way that we can come in for dinner? And I think that she took pity on me because it was my birthday. I really do. And so she was like, well, if you don't mind that 3 of the appetizers have already come out and we'll give them to you all at once, then we'll seat you. And we're like, we don't care. We don't care.
We don't care.
You just let us in, just like we're hungry. We want to eat. And so we ended up having dinner there and it was excellent. It was a good time.
It was really good. And here was the kicker. They were maybe 3/4 full in that restaurant. And yet there were no reservations available.
Well, and the same thing in the Crown Grill. That was at least half full, maybe a little more than half full. They were not full. And so it seemed that they were short-staffed.
So to cut, this is a long story about,
which is why I'm only doing day 1.
Yeah. We just to give you a brief overview of the rest of the week, we had to fight for every single specialty dining reservation. We were able to get in 6 of the 7 nights, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it was a struggle. I mean, we basically just went up to these restaurants at the last minute or at 5 o'clock and said, hey, can you squeeze us in? We've got.
Well, and that didn't work on all of them either.
Didn't always work.
Yeah, because they're not there early, so you have to wait. And then once you get there, they're preparing for all the rush of people that were coming in at that time. And so
we did reach out to our travel agent. She reached out to, I guess, a couple of her Princess contacts. And here's an interesting little note. One morning at breakfast, we're eating breakfast in the main dining room. And this lady comes up and says, yes, I understand that you're looking for dining reservations. We didn't have a clue who she was, but she tracked us down, found us, and asked us what we wanted. And was able to get us 2 reservations.
There was a lot more to that he's giving you the cliff notes, which you'll get the gist of it all in our videos when it comes out, but that we're kind of glossing over on purpose. But so she was like, what time do you prefer to eat, and what are which one of your places you want to go to or whatever. So we gave her 2 different options.
And she got us into both of them. So but that was kind of the picture of the week. Every specialty restaurant that we went to, some we sat in for 2.5, 3 hours. They did, and there were tables that were never sat.
They did tell me that because they were squeezing us in, and the lady specifically said, when we overbook, when we add more people, it could affect the service. And we said, we don't care. We'll just drink more. Can you let us in? And so she went around and counted the tables and then brought us back. And it was a 3-hour dinner.
It was.
But they did tell us before the main course was coming out that our main course was going to be delayed.
The only restaurant that we went to that seemed to be pretty much full was Teppanyaki.
Mm-hmm.
But then they've got 4 tables basically.
But it did. The other 2 places we went were definitely more full.
Yeah. Well, the Crown Grill, when we got in there, it was pretty full.
Yeah.
But even the second time at the Butcher's Block, it was still not completely full. The Catch by Rudy was probably far from being full.
Yeah, it was probably about 3/4 because the front was open.
So it's like, what's going on? Why do you even have these tables here if you're not seating them? So
the consensus was that they were really short-staffed, or that staff was not trained up yet or well enough.
Right.
And they couldn't handle it.
And we definitely saw that throughout the cruise as well. It appeared that they either had a lot of new staff, or they just didn't know what they were doing or something, but they seemed to get better throughout the week.
They did.
You'd have staff that didn't seem to be able to answer any questions.
Especially that first day, lots of confusion.
Yeah.
We're like, well, what do you mean you don't know where to tell me to go? Like, aren't you supposed to know?
Right.
So.
And in the buffet, you go to most buffets, you sit down, the way we do it, we'll grab a table and say, okay, here's our table. Now you go get food and I'll hold the table.
Yeah.
And normally before the person getting food gets back, someone's come to that table and says, hey, can I get you something to drink?
4 times a night.
Coffee, tea, juice, whatever. That's kind of what you get used to. Well, for the first 3-4 days of the cruise, that did not happen at all. I mean, I never saw anyone coming around offering drinks.
And we're saying there were a lot of good things too. So I don't want you guys to think it was all bad.
But towards the end of the cruise, they started doing that. So it's almost like
it was still kind of hard at the bars, though. There was it was hard to get somebody to come out to get you a drink.
Yeah, well,
and if you did, you waited a bit for that. But again, we saw that what seemed to be short-staffed,
or seemed to be short-staffed,
something
pretty much everywhere.
With the restaurants and the bars.
Bars, for
not
sure.
necessarily main dining, because we went main dining one night.
Well, they would be in trouble if they started short-staffing main dining.
Yeah. So we didn't really have any issues there. Yeah. And we did breakfast too, and there was really no issues there, and the food was very good.
Yeah.
So
there weren't that many people. But with that said, there were some really neat things. There were other things that were definitely negative that we'll probably get into in our best and worst video.
And so I would like to say to you that, I've had people ask me, oh, how is your, vacation and everything? And, so my answer is, it was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
And I said there were some frustrations, but also, when you're talking to somebody that doesn't necessarily get to go on vacation a lot and doesn't necessarily get to go away, I'm kind of thoughtful of that. Yeah. And I was like, yes, there was still a lot of great points. I was still on vacation. So at the end of the day, I still had a good time. And, I'm thankful that I was able to go away. And even though there were some frustrations and that we had to do a lot of fighting for, what we paid for.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we just demanded all this stuff. It was something that we should have gotten. But, I wanted to make sure that these people, because I've had quite a few people ask me that, that they understood that, oh yeah, I still had a good time. And so now I'm just like, oh yeah, it was good. And I just don't even leave out, I kind of leave out that it was a mixed bag.
I mean,
but
to folks that you just randomly talk to, I'm not going to say that kind of stuff, but you guys want to hear the truth about.
Well, it's you guys. Yes. We're going to tell you our opinion and what we experienced for sure, because, you guys need to know that, and we are going to tell you the truth.
So Scott says you would think with a newer ship they would have their best people on staff.
There was talk about the best people on staff going to Sky.
To Princess.
Star.
Yes.
Sky.
So
Star.
yeah. Star Princess.
I keep calling it Sky.
Their inaugural was, I think, the week before. So that may possibly have had something to do with it.
And maybe the trip down, people's contracts were ending,
or it could be, it could be that once they got to Port Everglades, they had a lot of people, a lot of staff move over to Star. I don't know. I'm not sure, because someone who had taken the transatlantic on the Sun Princess, and he said it was a completely different experience
than the one he was having on
the Caribbean cruise.
Yeah.
Just
thought that was kind of interesting.
It's like, wow, did they just move a bunch of staff off and put a bunch of newbies on here? I don't know.
No.
Let's see. We had a completely different experience on the Sky Princess in 2023.
Good.
Yeah, and
I'm assuming good the way that he said that.
I'm assuming that's good.
It sounds
and we had a lot of people that tell us that, oh well, they liked the Sky Princess, that class of ship better than the Sun Princess.
Well, and there was someone in particular that said that they were on a year ago, and now they're on now, and it was much different. And in a lot of Facebook chatter, there was a lot of people that were saying that they were like cutting. They weren't
cost cutting and stuff like that.
So like people that have been on it before would see that and recognize it and realize that. But for us, we've never been on it, so we. We didn't experience that. I thought the food selection was fine. That was something that they said that,
specialty dining was excellent. The one thing I'll say that was different from the way I've experienced it in the past is that if you wanted more than one entree in a specialty dining restaurant, you had to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted $15-20 or something for a second entree.
Not at Butcher Block by Dario.
Well, they gave you what they gave you.
But if
you wanted a little more, they give you a little more.
Right.
Whatever
that was an
the meat
interesting
was
setup.
Or whatever.
We ended up there twice because they took us in.
Scott said, yes, it was great.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And we're not giving up on Princess. We will definitely look at doing another Princess cruise.
And I will say that it wasn't like that in the beginning. And I think you said that we talked to that gentleman that was on the transatlantic.
Yeah.
And we did talk to quite a few people that had been on before that said it's not like this, and this, that, and the other, and so on and so forth. So, and because there were also a lot of other really good things too, that we're like, okay, we're not going to just be like, no, we're done. We'll give it a little chance, but
there was a lot of frustration for sure on this cruise.
Yeah. And so talking to Kendra, our travel agent, she was like, I'm going to tell them that, you may give it another chance, but it's not going to be for a long time. And I said, that's true.
I mean,
there's too many others out there.
There's too many other cruise lines out there. Number one, there's still cruise lines that we have not tried. So we want to do that as well. But at the same time, there are cruise lines that we have tried that are in the same price bracket per se, that we know what we're going to get there and we know what to expect. And it's going to be different, but we get what we pay for.
Well, subjectively speaking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because don't get me wrong, the value on paper of the Princess Premier package or even the Plus package is incredible.
Well, and the price that we paid for our balcony room with our cove balcony was good too. That was something that we were like, oh, how much? Oh, okay, yeah. So, as far as that goes, we felt that it was worth it until we got on and had to fight for it. But I want to talk about some other stuff though. All right, what you got here?
So let's see. Scott says we're booked on Caribbean Princess next May.
Smaller, older, and Port Canaveral.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
One of the things that I thought was really awesome and scary all at the same time was the medallions.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of love them, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it's a bit of a privacy invasion.
Well,
But
and so for those of you that might not know what that is, Princess gives you a little medallion.
AirTag, basically.
Yeah, magnetic.
Yeah. And that's your key card for everything.
Yeah.
And let's see, our 2 smoothest cruises were out of Port Everglades.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that medallion is just it's your everything. It's your key card. But it senses where you are on the ship. Hey, Darian, welcome in.
Welcome in. Good to see you.
So you walk up to a bartender and they're like, "Hey, Corey, what can I get you today?" They know who you are. A lot of the times. I mean, if there are a bunch of people around the bar, they may not know it's you. But if you're the only one that walks up,
I do believe that on their handhelds or whatever they're holding, your picture and your name comes up.
So if they see your picture and they recognize you, they know who you are.
Yeah.
You go to your room. You're not reaching in your pockets. Where did I put that key card? Nope. You just walk up there. It's already unlocked and it's got your picture on the screen in front of the door.
Yeah.
So
you just walk right in.
Yeah. The ring on the handle goes green and you just walk in.
Mm-hmm. I was able to find Corey in the ship where it was after you were playing pickleball.
Yeah.
And I was like, where the hell did he go? He never came. I was holding a chair for you and everything. Yeah. And then he never came. He was in the room. And then I finally talked to you and I was like, you've been in the room a while. You're like, yeah, well, I came over after and I was like, he didn't say, oh yeah, you're right, I've been in there a while now. He was just like, well, I just sweating and I had to cool off.
Yeah. But and that also plays in with the Ocean Now, which is their delivery service. Now, at one point I thought that was ship wide, but now it is very limited. So basically you can get drinks and food delivered to poolside, but only certain places at poolside. Like maybe on the main pool deck or something.
And here's my opinion on that. It used to have a wider area and a wider menu and whatnot, but they say they're supposed to be there within 15 minutes. And I think that they were not hitting their mark by 15 minutes. And so in order to consistently hit that 15 minutes, I think they had to kind of that's my theory. I believe that would be why they changed it.
So on the Sun Princess, during the daytime hours, you can get the Ocean Now delivery around the pool or in your stateroom. In the evening hours, it's in the piazza, which is the central gallery area, or in your stateroom. They'll find you and they'll bring you your drink or your food or whatever it is.
Actually, it was really awesome.
It was pretty awesome because I could be in the room doing something, working on something and say, hey, I want a drink. And I could go on my phone, order it up. Before I knew it, boom, they were knocking on the door, delivering my drink. Mm-hmm. Now, the neat thing about it, for all you future Princess travelers, is that you order a soda or a beer or whatever, it comes to you unopened. So one time I ordered a beer and I didn't drink it right then. So I stuck it in the refrigerator and I drank it a couple of days later. So just something to keep in mind. It might be helpful if you want a little bit of a backstock in your room or something.
And here's something that is also awesome with that is your disembarkation day. You can still use it.
Yes, you can.
And so we woke up at 6 something. Then you went in the shower and I fell back asleep. And so it was 20 after 7 or something like that. And I had to get up because we had to get moving at that point. And on my phone, I got one eye open and I'm like, and Corey comes out of the bathroom and I was like, I just ordered you some coffee.
Yep.
And she's like, thanks. I didn't know we could do it. And like less than 15 minutes, boom, it was there.
The best room service experience ever.
Yes.
There's
not a lot.
Less than 15 minutes.
From,
there's not an extensive menu.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
At least at night. During the day, it's bigger, but.
Yeah, but when you can order coffee and some breakfast items when you wake up, as opposed to putting it on a tag outside your door the night before, you want to
wake up,
and and then having to wake up to a schedule, that's kind of nice on a vacation for sure.
And the other really great thing about Princess too, or at least Sun, is on disembarkation day, the buffet is open and you could eat right up until the time you leave. I don't remember ever being able to get food on the day out.
They're always open.
The buffets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're just never up early enough.
Well, that could be a true statement right
there. Yeah. But yeah, that's open, and I think main dining is probably
open. No, it's usually that's usually not, because it's not open on port days. It's only sea
and
days.
we ate lunch in main dining on 2 of the sea days, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2, yeah, 2.
Or breakfast. Nice. It was late breakfast, I think.
I think we ate lunch. We ate lunch there too, 2 days. Scott says we have watch bands for our medallions.
Nice.
I kept holding my arm up till I figured out it was unnecessary. Yeah, that's kind of cool, And on the Sun Princess, like I say, they've got this screen on your door that and that was kind of another security concern that someone pointed out, was that it puts your name up on the door.
Your
all
name
the time.
And your first initial.
Yeah, your first name and your last initial.
Yeah.
And it's up on the door at all times. And someone was like,
was if you're a single girl.
Yeah, if you're like a single female, and it's listed on the door that it's a single female in this room, there was a bit of a concern about,
that
bad stuff happening. But
I was walking the ship and I saw this one girl. She had this necklace on, and it looked like an oversized medallion, and it had like a gold wrap on it. It was beautiful, and I was like, unless I was like always cruising Princess, there's no way that I would do that. But
yeah, I mean, I guess if you're loyal to Princess, probably be a get your bling to take with you on the cruise, huh?
Yeah.
And I mean, Royal has we've gotten the watch bands for Royal, and we've used those before.
Yeah,
and they're decent. They're decent, but it definitely isn't as good as the medallion.
No,
because you actually have to press that thing up against whatever the scanner is, and sometimes it works.
We're definitely pretty cool. Yeah. And then one other thing that I would like to talk about too, that was really pretty awesome, was our location.
Oh yeah,
there was just one not so great thing.
Yeah, one not so great
about
thing.
Our location, but it's not even our location, but our hallway was smelly.
Yeah, there was definitely. I mean, and this is a brand new ship. It's like a year and a half old. I think it launched in February of last year.
Mm-hmm.
But they got some definite sewer issues in that particular hallway.
It was smelly.
I was in the bathroom and I hear sewer gases bubbling up through the sink, and you smelled them. And
we didn't really smell them too bad.
Yeah, I did on embarkation day, and I'm like, well, this is an LNG ship. Maybe it's just the gas because they're bunkering and all that. But then the next day, I'm still smelling it, and I'm like,
I didn't recall smelling it in our room too badly.
But you definitely smelled it in the hallway.
In the hallway for sure. Yeah.
But
the location was
awesome.
We were on the 6th floor.
Yep. Deck 6, midships.
Yeah.
Midship.
The spa was right there, and I bought the thermal suite, so that was perfect for me because it was literally right there.
And our hallway midship was a dead end.
Mm-hmm.
So ours was like next to the last cabin in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that far. I mean, it was like, 10, 15 cabins or something to get to the elevators.
Yeah, not far at all. It's got, usually happens on older ships.
Yeah, you expect it.
But I didn't smell it all over.
I didn't smell it all over the ship. It was only in our hallway.
Yeah,
so
which was
I don't know
weird.
what was going on.
Yeah. And the hallways were very narrow.
They were very narrow.
I was a little surprised at how narrow those hallways were.
And the casino aisles were very narrow.
Yeah.
And if you've been on a Princess ship, probably know that there is a large preponderance of scooters on those ships.
It could be on any ship.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it was just our ship, but there were a bunch of them, and we had.
Just watch out! You get run over.
Yeah,
beep beep.
We had some down the room down the hall from us that they had scooters, and they'd leave them in the hallway.
Yeah,
not supposed to, but they
did.
The
first day there was one here, and then there was one here. So you had one on the left, and then you had one on the right. So you had to kind of go around them. And actually, I don't think I'm bruised anymore, am I? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, Laurie got a pretty big bruise trying to weave in and out around those.
I hit the railing when I was trying to get her in between the two of them.
Yeah,
but no.
But other than that, it was a great location because deck 7, 7, 8, and 9.
7 was the start of the piazza.
Yeah, 7 was the start of the piazza. 8 and 9 are the continuation of the piazza.
Yeah,
so that's where everything was.
7 was like all of the specialty restaurants and main dining. Well, main dining
7 and
was
8.
6 and no, it was 6 and 7.
Yeah, 6 and 7.
Down and then or up.
Right.
And so 8 was the here we go.
There's Sherry. She can jump in.
Doors were narrow for scooters.
To be moving.
Which is probably why they left him outside, because they couldn't get him in.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
But
deck 8 was the casino and some other stuff, and then deck 9 was pretty much food, all food.
Yeah. Well, the shops,
the diner, the shop.
Yeah.
No, the shops were on 7 and 8.
Okay.
Yeah. 9 was International Cafe, the Eatery, and Americana Diner.
So anyway, there's all kinds of stuff. All of the happening stuff was just one floor, started one floor above us. So
and we took the stairs quite a bit just because it was convenient.
Go up the stairs and you were there.
Thank you for coming out and supporting us, Sherry.
Yeah, thanks, Sherry.
You have anything you want to add?
You guys more.
I know
on the ship.
The elusive Sherry, Captain Sherry.
Yeah, she was on the ship with us, and
she was. We were in 2 different groups, kind of, and so it was hard for us.
Just didn't get to see him that much, unfortunately.
I know. I told her that we had to just plan another trip.
We went on that cruise just because they were going.
Well, yeah,
we hardly got to see him. So
that's 2 cruises in a row. That's because of Sherry. But I got something I got to tell you about, though.
What's that?
Sherry? Yeah, we'll share it with everybody else later on. But
yeah. What else can we say about the Sun Princess?
I thought that the food was good. I didn't have any issues with the food.
Especially the dining was excellent. I think pretty much everything.
Yeah.
The only one that we didn't really care for was Love by Brito.
No, I liked it.
Okay.
I liked my cake that I got, my little whatever that was.
Yeah, they gave you all kinds of stuff because it was your birthday or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the best thing I had at Love by Brito was that little champagne palate cleanser between courses.
The sherbet.
Yeah.
Sorbet.
That just had a really good flavor to it.
But anyway. It did.
But yeah. Main dining was okay. We only ate there one night for dinner.
Yeah. Well, you kind
breakfast
of
and lunch was
there.
very good.
Yeah. And we did the royal tea. That was fun.
The royal tea was pretty cool. I mean,
it was set up different.
First time that we've actually paid to do a tea, afternoon tea.
And Corey wasn't too happy about paying it.
Yeah.
I was like, well, let's see what it's all about.
I was not very happy about having to pay.
Yeah.
Considering it was free on
on
Carnival and on Holland America.
That's true, Sherry. The cruise director.
Yeah, the cruise director.
He was really great.
Funny.
He was entertaining.
Very entertaining.
He was everywhere.
He was half the show, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're always everywhere.
Yeah,
they
no,
go
they're
and
supposed
start
to
every
be.
show. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, where were we?
The royalty.
Royalty. Yeah. The neatest thing about the royalty was the fact that it was narrated. There was a guy that would come on and he'd talk about the history of afternoon tea. And he was actually
Royal afternoon tea. That's why it was called a royalty.
Royalty because
Royal afternoon tea.
Because he was a chef to the Queen of England.
So we learned a lot about that, and we also drank and ate like royals.
Yes, yes.
With the little.
So that was pretty cool. Their pickleball courts suck.
There's not courts. There's no
there's
S
not
on
courts.
Quarta.
There's one quarta.
Quarta.
And it's like a quarta of a court.
A quarter of the court.
Yeah. I mean, it was very short. And once again, the baseline was right up against the net. So it was pretty much impossible to try to play. You couldn't play your game.
Well, and it was a shortened court too. So it wasn't even
that's what I said.
Yeah, it was a quarter of a court.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to think we were talking about some royalty like royalty. Yeah, yes. Exactly. I enjoyed it. And then we tried to go to dinner and we're like, God, I'm not hungry, So it worked out better that we had a late dinner.
Because it was like a 3 o'clock afternoon tea.
Yeah.
And we ended up waiting till the 8 o'clock seating at
Butcher Block.
At the Butcher's Block and went back there because it was just
such
a
We tried to get in the
meal.
Italian place and we couldn't get in. And my dad and Donna were like, we're just going to the main dining. Corey's like, I'm not doing the main dining. And I said, okay, well.
I paid for unlimited specialty dining. I'm going to make the most of it, even if I got to repeat a restaurant.
Yeah, well, we did. So. It was good. And what other thing that we did that I'm trying to think that was the match game.
Yeah.
So I signed us up, not realizing that you could do that. And she's like, yeah, why didn't you just sign up? I was like, oh, I can sign up? Okay, great. So I get all excited, right? And I sign up. And I was like, we've been married for, hey, Corey, how long have you been married? I was such an idiot. It was, and so we signed up and then we're sitting there and then I'm like, oh my God, what if they call us? And they're like, because you have to answer all the questions. They're like, they make you like, oh, I swear that I will answer no matter what question it is, blah, 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 blah. And so then I start freaking out. And then I'm texting Sherry and I'm like, Sherry, can you come and video this if we get called? Because we're not going to be able to do it. And they
ended up not getting called.
No, but I started getting worried. And Corey was like, well, you signed us up. And I go,
yeah, she's sitting there getting all nervous. Like,
I go, yeah, but now it's getting
What if
real.
they call us? What if they call us? Oh.
Like, what if I gotta say bad? Don't worry, I'm not gonna say bad things about you. And so I go, I was like, oh man. But that was interesting.
That was another one of the neat things. I went to one of the little presentation or something like that where they were giving away prizes and stuff.
Oh, that was like a net something. It was
and they're like, and you wonder, well, how are you going to get chosen for these prizes? Well, guess what? We scanned your medallion when you came in, so we know who's here. So it's like, okay, so that's how they just randomly pick people to give prizes to from the medallions or whatever. So I don't know.
They probably do that auto generate. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, pretty good. Anything else?
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about it. I'm gonna hold off on it.
All right.
We did have one other thing that we did in addition this week that was a lot of fun. That we'll save it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what we did on my birthday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we'll save that. And then the other thing that I just thought of was I just lost it. Oh.
Okay.
That I was gonna say. Oh, we had also a wine tasting scheduled that we paid for, and apparently they canceled it. And from what I heard, they canceled it because they don't do that wine tasting on the Caribbean or itinerary or something.
Huh.
Yeah. And so they kept trying to get us to do another one, and we wouldn't do it. So they just gave our money back. And then the only other thing was I had a few charges that were not accurate. So make sure that you check your folio. And I went to guest services, and there wasn't any issue with those charges. The one that was prepaid prior to the cruise was different, and still kind of dealing with that. But the onesie twosie little things that you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
They didn't give any issue, and
check your guest folio for sure.
It. Yeah, you want to make sure you guys
don't wait till the last day.
That. Well, I mean, you can. You just have to go through different channels.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as having the wrong card delivered to your room. that happened to me a couple of cruises ago.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
And my
key card won't work.
Yeah. Oh, it's not my name.
It's not my name on it.
And I will say that, going to guest services, I was not online for a long time like you were.
Like I was an hour in line because they screwed up
it didn't take
on embarkation day. Yeah.
Anyway. So, they were very friendly at guest services. They did great.
Yeah.
And our room steward was great.
Yep. Our room steward was great.
There was a lot of good things. There were some, frustrating things, but some good things all the same.
Yeah. I mean, it's like some of their staff knew their job and knew what they were doing and did it exceptionally, and almost like they weren't even there.
Well, and like at the Royal Tea, when they introduced the team.
Yeah.
So the boss, not the guy that was doing, the boss was only there for 6 days. So he's they said that he was like getting all trained up.
Yeah.
And so that's could be part of the issue. So
let's see. Sherry said that our room was freezing. Ours was, and then it wasn't, and I'd try to adjust the temperature, and it's like I can never really get it regulated.
I'm bringing a blanket from now on.
Middle of the night, I would be freezing.
My blanket and my pillow.
Middle of the day, I would be hot, and it's like, what's that?
I'd have to
Scott
keep going
says
outside.
Regina got charged for an airport transfer.
Oh,
that was the time we drove down.
Oh, well, I mean, that's why always check your stuff. You know, make sure that you're being charged what you're supposed to. And the other thing I'll say really quick, the casino had lots of different games.
Yeah,
it was always packed though, but they had a good variety. I thought
it was. I mean, had a pretty good variety, but like I say, with all the scooters and stuff like that, it could be very difficult to get through there. I mean, even without the scooters, just walking through those aisles was very, very tight.
And then the whole area, there was a non-smoking section, but for the most part, it was smoking. And there was this one section every time I walked through it, I was just like, it was like the smoke set, like a smoke hall.
And I'll say this much: the smoking section was much larger than the non-smoking section.
Oh yeah,
and had all the best games.
Yeah, so you had to suck it up.
Yeah, just had to deal with it.
Yeah. But anyway, all right. Well, that brings us to 9:58. Wow,
right.
We had a lot to talk about.
Wow,
and we only gave you this much of
we just,
we're
gonna have to really organize our thoughts and almost make a script for that video.
Oh yeah. Well, we talked about that because we both have things that are good and we both have things that may not have been so good. So and then there are things that may have just been mediocre.
Yeah, and things that it's like, well, I hope they get that figured out. It's just not right.
Yeah.
It's not right to be trying to push the Premier package on the cruise when you can't fulfill the Premier package on the cruise. And that's what I said in my survey.
Well, I think they got an earful all around. So I would think that if they don't make changes, then it's on them.
Yeah.
So
because the Premier package is a hell of a deal.
Yeah. And hopefully they don't take things out of it because of the issues that they were having, But
then it won't be as good of a deal. So
it won't, and we'll tell you all about
I think they're already taking stuff out of it.
Yeah, they are.
I think the reserved.
Yeah, we didn't have any.
Shows,
we didn't have any theater seating.
I never saw any reserve seating.
No, I only saw one area where it had it,
and I never saw anybody directing you to where to go.
Correct. So I agree with that. Anyways,
all right, guys. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up. I hope everyone has a fabulous Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for all of our supporters, subscribers, friends, family, and of course you.
Yes. We've had a pretty amazing couple of weeks. Lots of growth in the channel. So we had a video that kind of went viral.
In our
kind of out of nowhere.
World.
Yeah. But anyway, with that said,
get ready, you guys, because it's not going to be the normal one. Oh, he put the normal on.
Mountains to see, crew ride.
Mountains to see song. So this the other one.
I don't have the Love Boat outro on here.
It would be the same thing, right?
Not really.
No,
and
he's going to have
to cut down anyway.
You cut down more?
No.
The
outro portion.
From peaks to tides.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. From peaks to tides.
We'll see you on the next ride. Next week. Be here, be square.
Yep.